welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today we're going to be creating a colour changer card using these Thinking of You Blossoms stamps from Polka Doodles. So for my card I've got a 5x5 inch Stampin' Up! Pool Party card blank. Then each of these pieces measures 4 3/4 inches square. So I've got 4 3/4 inch square piece of Nina Solar White cardstock, same size piece of acetate, and then I've got another one that is 4 3/4 inches square too, and I've cut a 3.5 inch square out the middle of that to create a frame. So I've got a stamp positioning tool. This one's the Stamparatus from Stampin' Up! There are obviously lots on the market, so if you've got one, just use that. And I'm going to place my stamp on here. And you can see that although it looks smaller on the packaging, it's actually a really large stamp. And I'm making sure that this is right in the corner because I need to stamp this in the same place on this and on the acetate. So I'm going to use STAZON ink so that I can ink on both the cardstock and the acetate. And that's not come out as strongly as I would have liked, so I'm going to ink that up again. And then I'm going to do the same again on my acetate. So then you can see, because we put it in the same place, those line up really nicely. I'm going to put this to one side because it will take a few seconds to dry properly. And I'm going to colour this one in. So then to colour it, I'm going to use my Ultra New Artist markers, which those of you who watch my videos regularly will know I love. So I'm going to take the Firefly and the Grass Field and the Pinkalicious and the Rubelite from this Sunshine Valley Garden set. And then I'm going to take the Dewdrops and Aqualicious and Vanilla Cream from this Water Garden set. I might throw the hazelnut in there from that set as well. So in case you've not seen me use these before, the Ultra New markers have this lovely brush end. They also have this nib end for fine work, but I'll be mostly using the brush end today. Apart from on the stems, I'll use the fine. I'll do that now actually. You can see this fine nib is just perfect for these kind of stems because it's just the right width. And I'm actually going to be really careful because I really want to use these alcohol markers, but STAZON ink is not the best to use with alcohol markers. It does smudge. You're supposed to use a dye ink with alcohol markers. So I'm going to be quite careful, try not to go over those lines too much. There's my coloured piece, and what I'm then going to do is just add foam tape around the outside of this coloured piece. So I don't want to do this top bit, but I want to do right the way around the outside. So then I'm going to take this backing off. I'm actually going to line it up on one side before I take all of the backing off, just so that I've got a bit of wiggle room, because that does need to line up exactly. That's fine like that. So I'm going to stick that side down, and then I can just lever this up and stick the other sides down too. So then I'm going to measure between these two pieces. So I happen to be using the centimetre side of my mat. You can see here it's 9.5 centimetres across. And it's 10.5 centimetres up because I went from here to the top, and then I'm going to add another centimetre on, so I'm going to go 11.5 centimetres, so 9.5 by 11.5 centimetres, and I'm going to do that in this Pool Party cardstock. So then I want to pull this in and out of there, So I'm going to round the corners off at the top. And this is an old Stampin' Up punch, but you just need a corner rounder punch, which I think most people have in their craft stash. And then I'm going to use this, but you can just use a hole punch if you don't have this punch. And I'm going to try and get that in the middle. So now you can see how this is going to work. It's going to go in and out like this. So I've got some of this very bright pink ribbon here, and I'm just going to cut a piece off. And I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm just going to pop it through my hole and thread it back through the ribbon to create like a little pulley. So then I'm going to add some tape to the back of this frame. And then I'm just going to place this on top of here. And then you'll be able to see this working. We can pop that in. You can see it's plain blue. And we pull it up, it has that nice colour change to it. So I'm going to glue that onto my card base. So then I'm going to use this Sentimentals stamp set from Polka Doodles. I'm going to use this Hoping Your Birthday is the Best. I'll stamp that in black ink. So I'm going to add the sentiment on with some foam tape. So then there's our card finished, and then we can pull this up to do the big reveal. And we've got that gorgeous colour change card. And then the recipient can choose to keep this in so they can keep pulling it in and out, or they can have it as the bright card. But it's a really nice little kind of fun card to send. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's card. If you did, I'd appreciate you clicking like below. You can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will notify you when I've got new videos available. All of the products that I've used for today's videos are listed in the description below, and there's also a link there to my blog where you can find a picture supply list if that helps you find what you're looking for.